It ended with Juliana Pena. It stopped at Juliana Pena. Pena is the last time I'll ever see a women's MMA favorite of mine ever become a world champion. That was the last stop. That was the last resort. And it's going to end with Pena getting crushed by Harrison on her first defense. Can't wait for that. Probably won't be watching. Yeah. So all I got was Rose, Pena twice, Grasso, and that's it. Not Tatiana Suarez, of course. I believed in her, and of course I was dumb and delusional to believe in her, or to think that she could become the champion, or that she could be the best in the world, right? Go ahead, comment on my video and be like, oh yeah, you the stuff you said didn't age well. Haha. Go ahead, rub it in my face. Rub it in my face. Like, I don't care. Yeah, I get it, I'm stupid, because I thought Tatiana would win. Yeah, so Zhang Weili defends her belt in dominant fashion. Other than the first round, Tatiana really had nothing to show for. I mean, she looked great in round one. Easy takedown. Weili couldn't get up, and I'm like, yo, this is perfect. This fight's going exactly how I predicted. Exactly how I want. Tatiana's controlling the fight on the ground. And then Weili's about to get up. And I'm like, all right, well, Tatiana still has the round. And then too early, Tatiana tries to jump Gilly. And I'm like thinking, why? Why would you do this early in the fight? Why jump Gilly in the first round? And of course, she doesn't get it because Zhang Weili is a high-level fighter. You're not just going to catch her in that because she's not Montana De La Rosa or Jessica Andrade. She's way more elite than both. So, of course, she had the wherewithal to defend that. Suarez is on her back, but I thought, no problem. She's the better wrestler. She'll just get back to her feet, right? No. She gets held down. I'm like, well, damn, that's not good. She can't get up from beneath Zhang Weili. Weili's actually controlling her on the ground. That genuinely surprised me. But I'm like, okay, close first round, but Tatiana might have had it. She just needs to not make more mistakes going forward, and she could win this fight. She goes for a takedown in round two. She's in deep against the cage. I'm like, okay, she's going to get this takedown. She's got this. Oh, what happens? Oh, Tatiana ends up on her back and gets controlled and scrapes her knee against the cage or on the canvas, which obviously completely affected the fight. And Tatiana was also complaining about Weili being slippery. And I mean, she looked extremely shiny in this fight. I know I'm coping, but I don't know. I gotta watch the tape again. I mean, I don't want to watch that fight ever again, but it's possible that Weili's corner could have greased her up, which could have definitely, helped Weili slip away and slip out of takedown attempts, But yeah, of course, Tatiana can't get up from bottom. She's getting destroyed. And I'm like, wow, so the people who said that Weili could beat her at her own game were right. And I was dumb for not believing Weili could do that, despite the fact that Rose, was able to keep down Weili, despite the fact that she was able to take her down and hold her down. Yeah. I mean, forget the fact that Yan Xiaonan took her down 3 times and Weili only got up because Yan let her up. Nah, forget that. Nah. Of course she can go from, I can't get up from Rose, but I can easily just out wrestle Tatiana. Of course, because MMA just makes no sense. And then the fight just continues to be disappointing. Weili rocks her in the 3rd round, and Tatiana gives up on the wrestling and tries to strike, but she can't strike with Weili because all she really has is wrestling. The only thing she has in striking are kicks. She was just walking forward into punches, reaching, but couldn't get her takedowns. Somehow. The woman with 50% takedown defense was able to defend takedowns from the best wrestler in the division, of course. Round 4, Suarez needs a takedown. And in round 5 too. neither round she can't get any takedowns. Instead, what happens? She ends up on her back in 4 and 5, getting completely dominated. Just getting completely crushed, getting completely out-wrestled. I mean, I'm just absolutely bewildered and disappointed. And it really sucks, man, that Tatiana had to be plagued with injuries, because I really believe she would have been champion. It would have been nice if she could have had that whole story of, I've overcame so much, now here I am, I'm the champ now. No, it just had to be, she didn't become champion because of her neck injury and her knee injury. And it's obvious that if she didn't get the neck injury, she would have went on to dethrone Jessica Andrade before Weili got to her. Tatiana Suarez would have been the world champion had she fought Jessica Andrade 6 years ago. That was the best matchup for Tatiana to become the champion. The best possible matchup. But timing and circumstances, fate favored Zhang Weili. And somehow Tatiana didn't get to be healthy, had to be injured, had to lose out on an opportunity. And then when it seemed like she had the opportunity back, she had the worst possible matchup for herself. And I don't know, man. I think she could have beaten Rose too. I really believe that. But yeah, I guess Weili's just on another level. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Tatiana kind of looked off in this fight. I'll go ahead and say, yeah, you're coping, DJ. Yeah, I'm coping, but Tatiana looked weird. Something about her looked off. I mean, the walkout, she looked ready and looked hyped. But in the intro, I don't know. She didn't do her usual, crouching stance. She didn't look as locked in as she did against Jessica. Like, it's almost like she treated the Andrade fight like it was a title fight. Her energy and everything for the Jessica fight was perfect. Somehow not for this fight, though. The most important fight of her life. And I think the Tatiana who fought Andrade was a better Tatiana than that showed up tonight. So what I think could have played a factor is, I want to say the lack of activity, but she came off a 4-year layoff against Montana and looked good. Looked like her old self. But it's Montana De La Rosa who sucks. Not skilled. That was a gimme fight for Tatiana. So I don't know. I think definitely the 1.5 years off had something to do with her bad performance tonight. Why she looked as bad as she did. It would have been nice if she could have got the title shot at UFC 300 instead of Yan Xiaonan. And who knows, maybe if she would have fought Weili Zhang if she fought Weili a little sooner after beating Jessica instead of a 1.5 years to 2 years later, I don't know if she would have won, but I definitely think she would have given a better showing for herself. She definitely would have given a way better performance. But yeah, taking 2 years off didn't help. Would have been nice if she could have fought Verna and Lemos, I'm dejected. I'm let down because I've been following Tatiana Suarez's journey for such a long time. I've been in her corner for so long, and I've always wanted this for her. I've always wanted her to become the champion. I've always wanted to see her get that belt around her waist, and it irks me. It annoys me that Carla got to become champion, and twice, 2 occasions, but not Tatiana. Anyone else can become champ, but God forbid Tatiana Suarez gets the belt. I honestly don't know what's next for Tatiana. I really don't have much faith in her or her future. She's 34 years old. She's not getting any younger. She's injury prone. She's probably not going to fight again anytime soon. If something's wrong with her knee, expect another layoff from Tatiana. And that age and rust is going to further add up. And she's just going to further be a shell of her former self. And then girls that shouldn't be on her level are going to be able to beat her. Maybe Dern will beat her after all. Maybe she'll end up losing to Yan Xiaonan or Lemos or Verna Jandiroba. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Tatiana. I fear she's going to go on a losing streak. have time off to recover her knee, and then go on an L streak, probably. And then just be a forgotten hype train. Even though I don't think she's a hype train, I think she could have been champion had she, if she was able to stay healthy, not get all these injuries, she definitely would have went on to become a champion. I really believe that. I really believe she was good enough to become the champion, and the universe, fate, robbed her of that by cursing her with all these goddamn injuries. So, yeah, I mean, I guess Weili, the only way she's going to lose is if she moves up in weight. I don't see Janny Roba beating her. And I mean, if Janny Roba beats Weili when Tatiana couldn't, I'm going to be so pissed off. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Zhang Weili will beat the piss out of Verna Janny Roba. And I mean, she's earned her right to want to move up. She's earned her right to want to move up in weight. And now looking back, I kind of wish she did get her chance to fight Val, and that Val wasn't injured, and that Tatiana could have fought a contender first. Because maybe her taking one more fight would have actually been helpful for her chances. And I mean, does Weili beat Valentina? That kind of begs the question. I think she would have beat Grasso. Does she beat Shevchenko? I don't know. I mean, we'll have to wait to see how Manon Shevchenko pans out. I don't think Manon's going to win that fight, but I mean, if she does, Weili Manon is also interesting. But yeah, I really have nothing left to say. Go ahead and fucking clown me in my comment section. Goodbye.